maybe I set myself up to fail here because I was highly anticipated. Highly anticipated movie.
I can vouch. You were totally anticipated and very energized for this movie, and on me that we have to review this movie.
Yeah.
And so it's not like you didn't go into it with an open mind.
Yeah. And I already told you, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I'm gonna give it a great score just for nostalgia alone. And boy howdy, it failed in every single aspect. And like I said, maybe that's my fault. Maybe I set myself up too high. And, I flew too high and I got burned by the sun. Let's do it, man. Mortal Kombat, highly anticipated. What a fucking letdown.
You got me again. Making me watch these stinker movies.
Hey man, it wasn't my fault this time because I was super pumped for this one too. I've been hyping it up since I first saw the trailer. I was like, hey man, we're doing this. We're doing this review.
Not even the nostalgia could carry this movie. You know what I mean?
Nope, not at all.
All right, man, here we go. 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Nightcap.
Welcome back, guys.
Cheers. What are you drinking tonight?
Gotta chill, truly watermelon, kind of, getting ready for the summer vibes. Hopefully there'll be a summer this year.
Yep, I hear you on that. Just drinking a little protein. It's a Sunday night, so
get your gains on.
Gotta get ready.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
I got gains. I just got all the wrong kind of gains right now.
I got that pandemic 20, 25. We'll leave it.
I thought it was 35. No, is that not right? By the way, the pandemic's been going for like 5 years.
Yes, a decade.
A decade. Yeah, but one thing we can't blame the pandemic on is this movie. Ooh. So spoiler alert, if you don't want to hear any spoilers, they're coming, and I think you're probably also getting a taste of what my review is going to be like.
Yeah, if you're a fan of this movie, take it easy on us. Don't give us a thumbs down just because we're going to have different views on what you guys will, but hear us out.
I think to the people who watch this, we owe to them. We're being honest reviews here. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Obviously, we're a very small channel. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody paying us off. And I'm not getting free preview tickets. You know what I mean?
No, we're not getting payola. Yeah, we're not getting payola to be like, this movie's amazing, guys.
Exactly. Just coming straight with the truth, Straight shooters. All right? Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of which, if this is your first time to the channel, guys, I'm going to go ahead and put up our grading system right now. And it's going to give a show of how we break down movies. We like to give a numeric score at the end for every movie and break it down by category and the different sectors of how we thought the movie did, how it performed. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram. I'll go ahead and put that graphic up as well. We're at the.night.cap. So you can find us there if you want to follow us up and, see what Al had for breakfast and, my thoughts on world politics. Yes. And then also don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It costs nothing and it does us a solid. So feel free, go ahead, hit it, and then leave a comment below also. And let us know what you guys think of this movie. I think we're going to get a little heavy handed right now on it just because we had expectation level and maybe it didn't live up to it. But you know what? If we're wrong, let us know what you guys think. Give us your guys' score down below. And we'd love to hear from you guys, whether it's positive or negative. We're open to it. So,
absolutely.
But without further ado, Al, let's get into this story here.
Let's get to the meat of it. Yeah.
What are you thinking, man?
Oh, well, the plot. I'm going to start it off bad. 3.
Non-existent.
3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. It's a remake of the franchise. It's kind of like similar to pretty much all the other Mortal Kombats. The Outworld won 9 tournaments. The 10th one, they take over Earth, but it's controversial. It's a tournament movie without a freaking tournament. So
that's the catch. Yes.
Right when that happened, right when I saw it, I'm like, oh man, it's coming downhill already. So yeah. I mean, if it focused, it started strong with the Scorpion back in the day with Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And I wish they just focused more on that story because it probably would have been better. When I first saw that, I'm like, man, this is a cool deleted scene from Last Samurai.
Yeah, it really is, right? And I don't know the backstory of that. Is that from the video game too? That their
Oh,
history, like
jeez.
their
Here's,
grudge?
full disclosure, I haven't played a Mortal Kombat since Mortal Kombat 3. So I'm not sure if, I'm sure they, in I think it's Mortal Kombat's up to Mortal Kombat 11 or 12 now.
Oh
So I'm sure
wow.
so I'm sure they fleshed out the character development and all that, but I'd be lying to say if I knew. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm right there with you in terms of the story. I mean, like you said, I mean, you summed it up. It's a movie about a game that's about a fighting tournament, but the
Hmm.
movie doesn't have the fighting tournament, and it's trying to
Yeah.
like. And then also too, what did you think of the character here, Cole Young, and his character? Was he needed?
Oh, no, he wasn't needed. I was gonna save that for the acting because, man, I don't know if they were just trying to inject some new life into the characters or like, into the story, but I don't think it was highly necessary. I'll get more into his character and the acting, but I just don't think it was necessary at all.
Yeah, I didn't really understand that, especially when you're talking about they have such a large group of characters that they could
Hmm.
choose from,
Yeah.
or even just focus on again the Sub Zero Scorpion like storyline there. Why do you need to inject something new? I don't know. I was kind of caught off guard by that.
Yeah.
I didn't really see the point of it. There was, I mean, there was fighting in the movie, and that's what you're really coming to
Oh yeah,
watch.
absolutely.
But you also want that tournament, and you want to feel like there's an arc and they're fighting towards something here. Instead,
Yeah,
it was all like a precursor, and well, I don't know. We'll get into
we'll
it
get into
whether
that.
that's really, they
Yeah.
really did a good job of setting the table or not. But let's go ahead and get into production. I don't really have a ton of notes on in terms of production here on this. I mean, what do you have in terms of your
In the
production?
production wise, I gave it a 15 out of 20. For the most part, the movie looked great. The costumes look great for the most part. The special effects look great. Goro was still a little. It could have been tweaked a little bit better. Obviously, it's better than the Goro from the original Mortal Kombat, the animatronic. Like, and the fight scenes were great. The choreography for the fight scenes were great, but I already kind of. I told myself if they don't use the techno syndrome by the Immortals in this movie, I said I'm gonna shit on it, and they didn't use it. And the soundtrack to the first Mortal Kombat was such a big part of that movie because it gets you hyped.
It really
I still,
does.
yeah,
Yeah.
I still have Techno Syndrome on my Spotify list, and then whenever that comes on during a workout, I push a little bit more extra reps. All right.
Yep.
But yeah, man, 15 out of 20. It didn't look bad. The movie didn't look bad. It looked great. It didn't have that much locales or anything, but special effects wise, costume wise, choreography for the fights wise, it was good.
Well, I'm gonna be a little bit harder than you were. Give it a
Okay.
12.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
yeah. Well, the locations, obviously, you can tell it's a smaller budget movie, although it's not that
Mhm.
small compared to some of the movies we've just done recently.
Yeah,
It
50,
was around,
50
I think it was
mil.
over $50 million.
Yeah.
In terms of the, I mean, there's obviously set stages where a lot of the action's
Right.
taking place, right? In the temple, and then at that one house for Sonya Blades' house, where there's a lot of
Yeah.
action going on there. But it just, I don't know. And really, honestly, the fight choreography to me, it just didn't for a movie that is the main focus. I didn't
Hmm.
feel like it lived up to it. It was okay. A lot of tight camera shots, a lot of like quick pans, real quick to kind of like simulate more action than there really is that's taking place.
Hmm.
I don't know. It was okay at some parts. In some parts, it was just whatever. In terms of actually like the lighting and everything, the way stuff was done, the way it was shot, adequate. That's all I can really say.
Yeah.
It didn't really build it up. I mean, because to me, if you're going to lack on maybe these other areas, like we're talking about the plot and stuff like this, you need to make
Right.
up for it somehow. And I felt like it was just, I don't know, and this is, we'll get into directing later, but yeah, I just didn't feel like it really lived up to it. And then also, too, actually, I checked my notes right now on the plot. I gave it a 2. So I'm off
Ooh,
to a tough start right now.
falling off the gates here, but
Yeah.
deservedly so. Yeah,
Well,
deservedly so.
let's get into these performances here. Man, I'm
Whew.
surprised that Oscar, maybe.
Maybe considered for next year. But yeah, 17 out of 30. And I was being very generous there. And that 17 was pretty much for Josh Lawson, Kano. He was to me, he was the only entertaining part in this movie. His one-liners, all his dialogue was just really funny. And it's funny because he legit sounds like most of my Australian buddies. So, and going back to what you said about the Cole Young, the new guy being introduced to the storyline, Louis Tan. Gosh, for being the main guy, he definitely lacked a lot of charisma. Like I didn't like
Yeah.
believe in anything. Even when he was protecting his wife and daughter, it was like you didn't feel it. You didn't feel it. Like, and it sucks because like he had a show on Netflix. I believe it was called Woo Warriors, which he was actually pretty decent in. So I'm surprised that he didn't do a better job here. So and then Joe Taslim, Sub-Zero, I'll give him props too because he's actually probably only legit badass in this movie. He's a legit martial artist. Go watch Raid Redemption and see how badass he is. And also he actually has a HBO Max show, also Warrior, from like the writings of Bruce Lee. Really good show. Definitely check it out. It actually just got renewed for a third season, so definitely check that one out. But yeah, 17 out of 30. And also let me talk about Shang Tsung, the actor who played. He just doesn't seem menacing. Like the first Shang Tsung in the first Mortal Kombat, you believed it when he said your soul is mine. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I can't do anything about it. But this guy, he just looked like someone's uncle in a bad wig. And just like, your soul's mine. All right, whatever. But yeah, man,
right.
10 out of 30, man. I couldn't get behind any of these performances.
Yeah, the dialogue was cringy.
Whew.
Young's performance was just wooden. You know what I mean? Sonya Blades, I don't know. I didn't really like.
I didn't even mention her.
Yeah, she was a very charismatic. Kano, I know what you mean. He brought some levity to it.
Yeah.
He had some liners. There was just I don't know. I mean, I went into with low expectations, and it still managed to be lower than even I thought. I give it an 18, actually a little bit higher than you.
Oh, I'm higher than you. Okay.
But yeah, I'm rethinking it right now. Even if I'm talking about it.
Hey man, call an audible. Call an audible right now if you want to. Right?
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I mean, the whole thing was out of its element. Trying to interject these backstories, adding new characters that you didn't need to.
Right.
That first teaser that they gave, like in the first, like you said, opening like 10 minutes of the movie.
Opening 7 minutes. It hooks you.
That was really like, I don't even know why they even gave us that at a certain point, because I'm just like, you just teased us, basically head faked us one direction and then went in this other like kind of corny other direction there. And we needed more of that.
I got catfished. I got catfished by that movie.
Exactly. We got the over the head duck lips shot. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, we show up for our first date, and we're like, "Who are you?"
I'm like, "Okay. Oh, you mean that picture was from 2004? Okay, got it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Good to know. Yeah, I wish you would have put that in there. Okay. So yeah, they definitely got us on this one. So I won't spend too much time on it. There's not really too much to say. In terms of the characters, all easily forgettable. I do think Sub-Zero and Scorpion they got right, which is the most frustrating part, because they were the most intriguing, and we get them a little bit in the beginning, a little bit at the end, and that's it.
And that was it. If the whole movie just focused on them, their backstory, their clan's backstory, this movie would have been something. I get that
addition by subtraction, right?
Yeah, exactly. I get that the movie is called Mortal Kombat, but you don't have to stuff all the characters into Mortal Kombat. And I'll get on the characters later on, because they stuffed all these people in, but a notable character was missing, and I'm sure everyone will get on that too.
All right. Well, let's get into let's just go ahead and transition to the directing.
Yeah.
Give it a 16. I think I don't know if that's the lowest directing score I've ever given. It's definitely up, definitely down there. For the main thing we talked about right in the beginning, you gave me a Mortal Kombat movie without a fight tournament. Now there was fight scenes, but I just didn't feel the tension that I really needed to. And like I said, I already mentioned in terms of the fight choreography and everything, the way it was done. I don't know. To me, it was just a subpar movie in general. It just felt like subpar superheroes with fatalities.
Yeah, absolutely. And I gave it a little bit higher. I gave it an 18. Maybe I'm rethinking that now too, because it literally, like we talked about, right after the beginning hooks you. You're like, this is going to be awesome. And it quickly, and I mean quickly, went downhill from there. Then they introduced Cole Young. I mean, this guy eventually, spoiler, pretty much wins the day. But in the beginning of the movie, this bum couldn't even beat another bum in an amateur like MMA contest. And all of a sudden, like,
they were bums.
Well, sit-ups. And then the dialogue was kind of cringe. It was pretty much like he focused on, okay, we'll make these fatalities look pretty good. Okay, like some of the fatalities, the Kung Lao fatality, the Jax one, it was okay. it almost seems like this movie was like a throwaway just to set up sequels. It seems like, because obviously they're gonna get Johnny Cage for the sequel, which was such a glaring issue, because I'm like, dude, where's Johnny Cage? Johnny Cage is one of the main characters of Mortal Kombat, and he wasn't in Mortal Kombat. So yeah, man, 18 out of 30, and that's being very, very generous with it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm right there with you. And if they do, assuming they're going to do a sequel, which I'm guessing they will, they better get that casting right for Johnny Cage.
Oh yeah,
they did not nail it with the Cole Young character, which we didn't even need, by the way. But whatever, I don't want to digress. Yeah. Whoever they choose for that, they better get that right if they want this series to keep going. Otherwise, you're just throwing money down a hole. But I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm wrong here. I don't. Maybe these other people that like this movie, but for me, there's
a ton.
Yeah,
there's a ton of people actually that really like this movie, and honestly, if it's not Ryan Reynolds as Johnny Cage, someone with charisma to kind of make up for everybody else's lack of charisma, I don't know who else they could get to actually to try to carry the rest of this franchise, because it's definitely going to be another franchise, because Joe Taslim, the guy who plays Sub-Zero, said he signed on. His contract is for four movies, guys. All right. I don't know if I could do that.
You got to finish me by that time.
Fatality on me.
Right? Put me out of my misery at that point. Well, you know what? Go ahead, kick it off. X Factor. What'd you give this?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if you're ready for my X Factor. I don't know.
I don't think you're ready for mine.
No Johnny Cage. No tournament for a movie about a fighting tournament, which made the first one so cool, going to the island and all that. No Techno Syndrome. All right. 3 strikes and you're out. 0 out of 10.
Woo! Wow.
First time ever, guys. 0 out of 10 from Mr. 10. From Mr. 10 himself.
Yep.
Maybe I set myself up to fail here, because I was highly anticipated movie.
I can vouch you were totally anticipated and very energized for this movie, and on me that we have to review this movie. Yeah. And so, it's not like you didn't go into it with an open mind.
Yeah. And I already told you, I was like, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I'm going to give it a great score just for nostalgia alone. And boy, howdy, it failed in every single aspect. And like I said, maybe that's my fault. Maybe I set myself up too high, and, I flew too high and I got burned by the sun. I don't know.
This movie was a Greek tragedy.
Right? It was a tragedy. All right.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm right there with you, bud. Give it a big old goose egg there. Yeah. I don't know what would bring me back to this. They would have to, like you said, maybe get Ryan Reynolds. I need a new director. I need
absolutely a new director
to totally change my mind on this, because to me, right
Christopher Nolan better direct the sequel.
Yeah, they should have just sent this straight to like TBS or something, because this was definitely that's someone who went into it with low expectations. You still came under the bar, which I was kind of disappointed.
Honestly, it had a low bar. It just needed to be better than Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which was atrocious. And it was better than that. But then, like I said, it's a very low bar.
Yeah, I mean, you take away the first 7 minutes of the movie, and it doesn't even. Can you even say it's even better than Annihilation at that point?
Yeah, and here's the thing, and I got on the Techno Syndrome because that was such a huge part of the first movie. They redid the Techno Syndrome, but they didn't even use it in the movie. They just used it in the end credits.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. What are they trying to save it? Is that what they're thinking? I mean, they must have like a specific plan. They're thinking they're going to roll this out, but I'm going to tell you right now, it ain't going to make it, bud. It ain't going to make it to the movie number 4. Not the way it's heading right now, unless I'm like just so off, offbeat with the fan base that they're going to be like, oh, we actually love that. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
I don't know either. I don't know either. But like, just as a movie fan, especially like, we're getting to the summer blockbusters, the mindless fun movies. I didn't really have fun watching this movie. Like. It's supposed to be there. It's supposed to be mindless fun, a la, Godzilla versus Kong and all that stuff. But it just wasn't fun. And it's 2 hours long, which is unnecessary for a video game movie. And yeah, man, very disappointed.
Same. All right, well, let's kick it over to our viewers, guys. You gotta let us know what you guys think on this one here, because me and Al, we're at a loss right now. You know?
Yeah.
I had lower expectations than Al, but I know Al was definitely energized to watch this and definitely anticipating it. And it just came up short. So are we off base here? Did you guys enjoy it? What did you guys think? Do you like this direction that they're going with here, especially if they're going to span this over 4 movies? Is there enough meat on the bone to do that? We're definitely going to need some feedback on this one.
Yeah, please. So I don't know, man. I got nothing else for this movie. Just play some Techno Syndrome and take us away, man.
I wish we could. Otherwise, YouTube is very generous with the copyright strikes these days. So I wish I could. Maybe if I play
they do a fatality on us.
Yeah, exactly. They'll play fatality on this channel real quick. So I think that's all I got on this one. But you guys definitely let us know what you guys think. And until the next one.
Have a great night, guys. See you next time. Tell us what you think of this stinker.